John Seeley Brown, John Hagel, guys who are, some might say, in the cloud, certainly authorities on the cloud. What does the cloud play a role in your power of the pool? Will the cloud become, again, mixing my metaphors, will the cloud become the center of the 21st century, John?
I think the catch to recognize with the cloud is the cloud provides us access to capabilities on the edge that are impossible to even think about in the core of the biggest types of institutions. So now a garage in Palo Alto can get access to computational capabilities, can get access to instrumentation, et cetera, to do things that national labs would have required to do 3, 4, 5 years ago. So one of our big arguments is why we're focusing on the edge, be it the edge of companies, be it the edge of born digital, et cetera, is that now people on the edge have access to power tools that were simply unthinkable 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And some of those capabilities have to do with cloud computing. For example, now I can start up, do a little tiny startup myself, and not have to use that precious first funding to go out and buy complex computing equipment, but rather have zero capital X expense and just rent time on a paid by the use on the Amazon cloud or on the cloud. And so that enables me to get going with ideas very, very rapidly. I can start to use my credit card to actually start a company today and try out ideas, especially ideas that have an underlying computational base to them, where most of our design tools actually lie, on modeling tools and so on and so forth. So I think what we're really saying is on the edge of firms, on the edge of our society, and the edge of places like Silicon Valley, we're now capable of doing things that big places in the past would be the only places that could provide us those types of resources.
It's interesting because in the past, if you go to ask any CIO of a large company what they're thinking about cloud, what they're doing with cloud, basically the answer is we're studying it, we're exploring it, but we're really not doing anything significant around cloud. And yet when you go out and interview in the organization, I guarantee you will find hundreds of initiatives that are utilizing cloud technology as a part of the business initiative. They're doing it under the radar screen. It's just like any new technology that the enterprise has experienced. If we remember back to the days of the PC, the early days of the PC, they were brought in without the knowledge of the CIO based on a credit card, again, that was used by the executive to get the PC. So it's creating the opportunity for these people, these creative people who are on the edge, who are frustrated because they can't get the applications developed by the central IT department, to go out and access the kind of compute resources, the kinds of applications that they need from the public cloud. It's a very different kind of empowerment that is occurring within the large enterprise and will be a catalyst for big change. I think one of the issues, too, is that most senior executives, when they talk about cloud computing, tend to view it as simply a low-cost form of IT outsourcing. Yes, it's interesting because it allows us to reduce our costs, but basically business will continue as usual. And actually our belief is that this becomes a catalyst for fundamentally new architectures, ways of organizing the resources so that you can in fact help to coordinate activity across larger numbers of enterprises than has ever been possible with traditional technology. And so our view is ultimately this becomes a highly disruptive technology. It's not just lower cost. It fundamentally changes how you do business and starts to make the capability of pull much more real.
We got a minute left, 30 seconds from either of you or both of you. Got a lot of entrepreneurs watching this show. John Seeley Brown, where is the opportunity in 30 seconds, giving you a long time here, for entrepreneurs from the cloud?
I think the catch is that any entrepreneur now can realize that they can often imagine something and have a fighting chance to be able to get going by looking at how they use the resources on the cloud to be able to build their artifacts, design their stuff, or to actually deliver services to end users. So just think about social media. I mean, think about the ability now to be able to build a social media site overnight, practically using the cloud. You no longer have to build these gigantic infrastructures that underlie Facebook, for example. You can just rent it by the moment. And we can take you through numerous little startups right around here that have gotten tremendous leverage by using the cloud to get off the ground rapidly.
John?
I think the key value of cloud is to, for entrepreneurs, is the opportunity, leveraging the kind of resources that JSB was talking about, to do things in parallel. So rather than do one initiative and then see how that works, you can do 5 initiatives, test each one, figure out which one is actually that has the highest potential, scale it very rapidly, scale the others down without the kind of stranded investment that you would have had traditionally, and do much more rapid iterations around that so you're learning faster and faster. Ultimately, that is the potential for the entrepreneur, is to get out into the market more quickly, to be able to iterate much more rapidly and learn more rapidly.
In order to find the
process.
sweet spot.
To find the real opportunity, right.